Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Jurassic Park 101 show with your host, me, Emmanuel Styles. Thank you for tuning in again for this week's episode. So, all you have to do, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and also give the show 5 stars with a nice comment. So, I put the podcast on YouTube. I think you should just search up like the Jurassic Park 101 show and you'll find it. So please thumbs up there and subscribe, and 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe on Spotify, Stitcher as well. There's Pocket Casts and Google Podcasts as well. So please do that for me. I'd be greatly appreciated, and I will be right back. All right, guys. So before we get into the Toronto Raptors versus Oklahoma City Thunder breakdown, so a few episodes ago, I talked about how I would be doing different topics and expanding the content that I put out. So that's exactly what I did last week with another podcaster by the name of DD Fuego. So go over there and give him 5 stars and a nice comment, as well as subscribe. So we talked about fashion in sports. So you guys want to go check that out because a lot of great things, interesting stuff was said over there. So go check that out. So, okay, into the breakdown, the Toronto Raptors faced OKC, and they won 123-114. And this game went into overtime for one period. And at the time of the game, before that. So just so you guys know, OKC do play the Raptors again. This is the next game. So the next segment will be about the Thunder again. But so right now, the OKC Thunder, they're in 8th in the West. And if they ended the season or regular season in the 8th spot, they'd end up facing Golden State if they season finish right now, which I don't think they'd get past. For them, I think it'd be better. Well, right now they're tied with San Antonio Spurs. So if they win another game and they end up facing Denver, who is in second, I think they would have a bigger chance of going on against Denver than Golden State, just because Denver don't have as much experience as Golden State, because Golden State have that dynasty, so they're obviously a serious team and they do not lack the experience at all, but rather than Denver, which do. So for OKC, if I was an OKC fan, I'd rather have them face Denver because I think they'd definitely go on. But anyways, so with at this time, the Raptors are 51-23, and they're still second in the East. Obviously Milwaukee, the Bucks are number one, and at this point, it really doesn't matter if they come first or second because they already clinched a playoff spot. So it's not, it's whatever, right? Because they're already going to go on. So all that matters right now is what they do in the playoffs, right? So obviously there's a lot of great teams in the East, even though I think the West is stronger. But, you still have the Bucks. 76ers are in third now. They moved up. Pacers are in fourth. And you have the Celtics, right? Even though the Celtics never clinched a playoff spot yet. So Pacers, Philadelphia, Raptors, and Bucks all have secured their spot. So obviously those teams are not bad, right? So it'd be pretty tough for the Toronto Raptors. But if they can if they face Golden State in, the finals, that'd be a pretty hard matchup because at the same time in the regular season, the Raptors won all their games against the Warriors. But then again, playoff is different than, the regular season. Players in playoffs, they tend to, get better. They just do better, especially for the Warriors. They play harder because, everyone wants to win the title and wants to bring home the trophy, right? So it'd be pretty interesting. I think it'd be a pretty close game, especially with, Kawhi Leonard now brings that extra defense to the table that we did not quite have, last season when we had DeRozan. Not saying that he was bad at defense, but let's be honest, Kawhi is better. But okay, back to this game. So the top performers is Pascal Siakam. Guy's just on a roll of terror. He had 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And, obviously, for me, for the OKC Thunder, the top performers are usually it's not a surprise to see Russell Westbrook or Paul George, but today it is Russell Westbrook. So Westbrook had 42 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. So the starting five for the Toronto Raptors consists of Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol, and Fred VanVleet, along with Danny Green. So Pascal Siakam played 43 minutes. He had 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 5 turnovers. He was shooting 66% from the field and 25% from the three-point line. Kawhi Leonard had 42 minutes. He had 22 points. He had 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. He had 3 turnovers. He was shooting 42% from the field and 33% from the three-point line. Marc Gasol played 30 minutes. He had 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He was shooting one. He had 1 block. You don't shoot blocks. He had 0 steals. He was shooting 57% from the field and 66% from the three-point line. Fred VanVleet played 40 minutes. He had 23 points, 0 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. He had 0 blocks, 3 turnovers. He was shooting 50% from the field and 37% from the three-point line. And Danny Green, he played 36 minutes. He had 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists with 2 steals, 0 blocks. He had 2 turnovers, shooting 60% from the field, and he was shooting 55% from the three-point line. Now to the bench. So OG Anunoby, he played 13 minutes. He had 6 points. He had 1 assist and 3 rebounds. Serge Ibaka played 22 minutes. He had 6 points and 9 rebounds. Jeremy Lin played 15 minutes. He had 6 points and 1 rebound. And Norman Powell played 16 minutes. He had 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And Patrick McCaw played 4 minutes, and he had 1 rebound. Now over to the Toronto Raptors. Steven Adams, he played 39 minutes. He had 4 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. Ferguson played 33 minutes. He had 8 points and 1 rebound. Paul George played 34 minutes. He had 19 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. Jeremy Grant played 40 minutes. He had 9 points, 2 assists, and 14 rebounds. And Russell Westbrook played 43 minutes. He had 42 points with 6 assists and 11 rebounds. So, obviously, the Toronto Raptors, they took care of them, even though they had to, take it to OT overtime. They still got their job done. And it's in terms of playoffs, it'll be interesting just because, teams that didn't do as well last season are doing well now, obviously. And they're at the top of the table, or top of the conference, obviously being the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. So obviously Giannis is a potential candidate, for, MVP, most valuable player, and then probably him and James Harden, which for me, I think James Harden should win it just because Giannis is a great player, but at the same time, I think the rest of his team are doing really well to help the team out rather than only Giannis. And then obviously the Houston Rockets are still pretty good in general, aside from James Harden. But then he's putting up 60 points. And then you had that huge run of getting 30 plus points just in a row, game after game after game. So for me, I think that James Harden should get MVP just because for the Bucks, I think the Giannis supporting cast has also been helping, and they don't get the credit that they deserve, right? Obviously, Giannis is doing great things, but I think the rest of his team are helping him out a lot as well, rather than James Harden just putting up 60 points on his own and getting triple-doubles, lots of triple-doubles. So, in general, I just think, James Harden should, get MVP. I'll be right back, and the next game is against OKC again, like I said, and I will return. All right, guys. So, as I said, this segment's about the OKC again because, they played them twice, right? But they lost. This game was Scotiabank Arena home and last game was away. So they went away and lost at home, which happened, it happens, right? But at the moment, I don't think it should matter that much because the Toronto Raptors already secured their playoff spot. So no matter what happens, they lose every single game for the rest of the season, they are still making it. So for them, they should just get ready for playoffs, make a nice, strong, amazing, astonishing, spectacular playoff run. For me, up to me, I'd probably rest some of the starters. I'd rest them some games. I wouldn't totally bench them for the rest of the game, for the rest of the season, but I'd decrease their minutes, and some of the players that didn't get to play that much throughout the season, I would increase their minutes, get big dogs rested up for the playoffs. So the top performers of this game. Before I get into that, the Raptors lost 116-109. The top performers of this game, Russell Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard. So Russell Westbrook played 18 minutes. He had 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists with 4 steals and 1 block. Kawhi Leonard played 37 minutes. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 0 blocks. So the starting 5 of the Toronto Raptors consisted of Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol, Fred VanVleet, and Danny Green. Pascal Siakam played 36 minutes. He had 25 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 7 turnovers. That's not that good. With shooting 64% from the field and 66% from the three-point line. Kawhi Leonard played 36 minutes. He had 37 points with 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 0 blocks, with 8 turnovers. Not good either, but shooting 52% from the field and 80% from the three-point line. Marc Gasol played 28 minutes. He had 2 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists with 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, shooting 100% from the field and did not take any three-pointers. VanVleet played 36 minutes. He had 8 points with 2 rebounds and 5 assists, he had 0 steals, 1 block, and 0 turnovers, shooting 27% from the field and 0% from the three-point line. Danny Green played 35 minutes. He had 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist with 0 steals, 0 blocks, 0 turnovers. He was shooting 54% from the field and 54% from the three-point line. Now over to the Toronto Raptors bench, which consisted of OG Anunoby. He played 16 minutes. He had 2 points and 1 rebound. Serge Ibaka played 20 minutes. He had 11 points and 6 rebounds. Lin played 14 minutes. He had 5 points, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds. And Powell played 17 minutes. He had 1 assist and 11 rebounds. So, as I said, it doesn't matter anymore. Obviously it matters. You want to win, but it's not as important as it was before they clinched the spot because they're good. They're golden. They're good to go. They're going to the playoffs 100%. And obviously there's some good teams in the East, as I said last segment. So, you got to let the big dogs loose and let the big dogs do what they do. And I will be right back. Sorry, guys, I forgot to say the starting 5 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Steven Adams played 33 minutes with 9 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Ferguson played 32 minutes. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Paul George played 40 minutes. He had 28 points with 5 assists and 6 rebounds. Jeremy Grant played 30 minutes. He had 19 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. And Russell Westbrook played 36 minutes. He had 18 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. Again, sorry about that, guys. All right, guys. So the last game of this episode is against the Hornets. And the Raptors lost to the Hornets 115-114 because of a nasty buzzer beater. Jeremy Lamb had a buzzer beater from a little bit behind half. And it was a really high arcing shot, ridiculously high, to the point where when they showed it on TSN, the ball was literally out of the picture. It was really high. And at the time, Pascal Siakam was guarding him. And, I just didn't know what to say. Even Kyle Lowry's facial expression said it all. So you might want to go see what his expression was. But they lost to the Hornets. And right now the Hornets are 34-39, sitting in the 10th seed in the East. Like Adam, I honestly thought they'd make the playoffs because I said this like a few episodes ago. Because at the time they were in like in 8th place, and I thought they were doing pretty well. But they fell off. But then, there's still a possibility because not only like I think 4 teams in the East clinched the spot, which is the Bucks, the Raptors, 76ers, and the Pacers. So it could still happen. It could be pretty hard, and they'd have to win a lot. But anyway, so the top performers in this home game, Kemba Walker and Kawhi. I think Kemba Walker is probably one of the most underrated point guards in the league for sure. And I think it's mainly because the Hornets they don't do that well. Like, let's be honest, they're just not good. A rumor has it that the Mavericks are trying to sign him in the offseason. But, again, it's only rumors. But if it was to happen, you'd have Porzingis, Doncic, and Kemba. That'd be deadly. They'd definitely be making playoffs with those three on the starting lineup. That's gross. But Kemba had 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 13 assists with 4 steals. Kawhi Leonard had 28 points. He had 9 rebounds and 3 assists, along with 2 blocks. So the starting lineup for the Toronto Raptors is Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, Danny Green, and Kyle Lowry. Kawhi Leonard played 34 minutes he had 28 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 0 steals with 2 blocks. He had 2 turnovers. He was shooting 55% from the field and 33% from the 3-point line. Pascal Siakam played 36 minutes. He had 23 points. He had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 turnovers, shooting 64% from the field and 100% from the 3-point line. Marc Gasol played 23 minutes. He had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 1 turnover, shooting 77% from the field and 66% from the 3-point line. Danny Green played 27 minutes. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists with 1 steal, 2 blocks, and 0 turnovers, which is always good, with 20% shooting from the field and 0% from the 3-point line. Kyle Lowry played 28 minutes. He had 7 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers. He was shooting 60% from the field, and he was shooting 30% from the 3-point line. Now to the bench. Anunoby played 14 minutes. He had 3 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Serge Ibaka played 17 minutes. He had 10 points and 1 rebound. Lynn played 6 minutes. He had a rebound and an assist. Patrick McCaw played 10 minutes. He had 2 points. Powell played 11 minutes. He had 10 points, 1 assist. Fred VanVleet played 31 minutes. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. So over to the Hornets. So Bacon played 33 minutes. He had 20 points and 0 assists and 3 rebounds. Bismack Biyombo, ex-Raptor, he played 12 minutes. He had 6 points, 1 assist, and 4 rebounds. Bridges played 33 minutes. He had 16 points with 1 assist and 6 rebounds. And Kemba played 35 minutes. He had 15 points, 13 assists, and 8 rebounds with 20. And Williams played 20 minutes. He had 10 points and 1 rebound. So, as I said, I still don't think it's 100% impossible for the Hornets to make playoffs because I like Kemba, and because he's just really underrated, and I don't think he gets the credit that he's owed. Obviously, he went to the All-Star game, right? But I still think he's one of the top point guards in the league for sure. And yeah, the Raptors, they secured their spot. So for a Raptors fan, it's looking up at the moment. And I will be right back. All right, guys, we've come to the end of another Jurassic Park 101 show episode with your host, me. So please subscribe and, share, as well as leave a nice comment with 5 stars, all that good stuff. So the podcast is on Anchor, of course, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, and YouTube. So please, on YouTube, please subscribe and give thumbs up and leave a nice comment. That'd be most appreciated, as well as subscribe and like for all the other platforms where you're able to do so. All right, guys, it's your boy Emmanuel Styles signing out today. Hope you guys have a great week, and I think safe to say spring is here. I hope I could say that, and then it snows tomorrow, but let's not hope that happens. But anyways, it's me, your boy Emmanuel Styles, signing out for today. See y'all later. Peace.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.